This problem has a second piece, and it asks for the angle that the stick makes with the base of the box. So given that the base is the 12 by the 8, now if you put the base differently, the angle is going to be different, right? I mean, depending on if you call this the base right here, then of course your angle is going to be different than this over here. So assuming that the 12 and the 8 are the base values, the question is, what is this angle right here? Well, that's not too hard to find. Let me redraw this picture out here. So it has a green base, it has a yellow rise, and it's got a blue, I shouldn't say yellow rise, it's got a blue rise and a yellow diagonal here. Okay. And of course, this guy here is a 90-degree angle. Well, so what? Well, this length right here, we came up with 4 square roots of 13. And then we know this length here is 2 square roots 77. And of course, this length here is 10. So now we need to find the angle. We'll call it theta. And we haven't done any trig yet in this course, right? But you've already taken trig. You've probably taken both the trigonometry course and maybe a pre-calculus course where they did a little bit of trig. If your trig skills are weak, this is certainly a time that you should go back and review what sine, cosine, and tangent are. So I'm going to erase this over here, give myself a little bit more room. Okay, now we need to find that angle. So it's not too bad. We can use any of the sides we want. I'm going to use these two sides. Now if I use these two sides, I have the opposite and I have the adjacent to the angle. And so tangent is the trig function that deals with opposite and adjacent. So we know that the tangent of an angle is equal to the opposite side divided by the adjacent. So remember, we have this, okay, so opposite over adjacent for tangent. So that implies that the tangent of theta, whoops, I don't want to rewrite the same thing again. Let's actually grab those values. So the tangent is going to be the opposite over the adjacent. Now here, we need to solve for theta. So we're going to use the arc tangent of 10 over 4 times the square root of 13. So if we go ahead and do that on our calculator, let's get a value that's in degrees. So let's make sure our calculator is in degrees, and actually let me pull up your calculator that you're probably using right now. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so here's your calculator. And so what I need to do is make sure the mode, if I'm going to want an answer in degrees, I've got to be in degrees. And so I'm going to use the arc tangent of 10, oops, we need 10, divided by, now I'm going to put this in parentheses here to make sure that I get the whole division here. So 4 times the square root of 13. And that gives me an angle value of 34.74. So our angle value, I'll write it down in here for you. Just got to rotate my tablet. So we got an angle value of 34, I believe, 0.74 degrees. So again, you could have came up with a different angle if you would have set your base up, if you would have called this guy over here the base, right? But in general, this is going to be this nice angle right here. Otherwise, you're going to end up with the other side of this angle. You should think about what that guy would be.